Gattuso, who's unhappy at his lack of top-team action under Dick Advocat, and thin Jonathan Johansson, who's failed to sparkle since signing for Rangers. Seb Rosenthal is on the bench. The referee for Dunfermline Rangers is George Simpson. He now gets the match underway. Dunfermline in their all-purple strip, and Rangers wearing change colours as well. Immediately on the ball, Huxford, and now Scott Thompson. Dunfermline, who've drawn their last 5 games, the last 4 all 1-1. Long ball into the area from Craig Ireland. That's Craig Moore's header, touched away by Porrini. Derek Ferguson exchanging passes with Scott McCulloch, very tight in the midfield area. Rod Wallace for Barry Ferguson, cut out by Squires. Britton against Porrini, and Jerry Britton, never the easiest customer to be up against. He won't give Sergio Porrini much rest. That's aimed at Rod Wallace, he can't get there. Craig Ireland climbing above him. The loose ball picked up by Britton, stopped in his tracks by Giovanni van Bronckhorst. That's for Johansson, he's got pace, Jonathan Johansson, and saved by Lee Butler. Speedy stuff there from Johansson, and a good stop from the keeper. Barry Ferguson's pass, releasing Johansson. He found a bit of daylight, and he got in a good shot. Porrini having to work hard to get away from Scott Thompson. That's for Rod Wallace. Squires is with him. And that's a good run from Wallace. Trying to get in behind the big defender, but the cross is beyond Alberts. Good pace from Wallace. Got himself away from Squires, but the ball was too long. The Shields free kick. Smith beaten by Moore. Now Alberts, it's through the middle for Johansson. This is a great chance for the opening goal. And Jonathan Johansson takes it. 12 minutes gone. Rangers in front. And that will do Jonathan Johansson a whole lot of good. His 3rd goal of the season. The first 2 came against Shelbourne in Europe. But he needs a boost to his confidence, and this might just be it. He saw the whites of Lee Butler's eyes, and he placed the shot perfectly away from the keeper. Good finishing, 1-0 Rangers. That came off Shields, Derek Ferguson. Jenny Britton beaten by Amoruso. And there's a foul, brother on brother, given against Barry Ferguson for knocking over his big brother, Derek. And he wasn't pleased. Derek Ferguson, flighted in, Craig Ireland! What a save! Lionel Charbonnier, Craig Ireland can hardly believe it. And Charbonnier takes over where he left off last Sunday against Celtic when he denied Henrik Larsson. That every bit as good. Tremendous reactions from the Frenchman, and finally nodded away by Amoruso. Vidmar finding Van Bronckhorst. That's well read by Greg Shields. Counter-attack now for Dunfermline. He's moving at pace. Good run from Shields. And a foul by Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. And this will be a yellow card, I think, for the Dutchman, for the trip on Shields, who was making great progress at the time. Scott McCulloch shaping up for the shot here. Derek Ferguson is there as well. It's Ferguson, and it's close. It just scraped the top of the net on its way over. And Ferguson, nicely struck, it curled, and it dipped quite quickly enough. A more encouraging couple of minutes for Bert Payton and Dunfermline. Gattuso looked like he lost it, won it back, and what a good tackle by Scott McCulloch. Now Perini, McCulloch again. Gattuso. Scott McCulloch stumping into the tackle there. That looked dangerous from the Dunfermline defender. And I think he's a bit fortunate here to escape, because this looked like a pretty dangerous attempt at getting the ball. McCulloch lucky there not to see a yellow card. Barry Ferguson with Derek at his back. Alberts, Amaruso, Vidmar, Johansson down the line. Vidmar again, good run by George Alberts, he's onside. It's promising here, and it's too much for Van Bronckhorst. Knocked away by Scott McCulloch. The ball in from Alberts. Not quite there for Van Bronckhorst, because it was a superbly timed break by the German. Strong with the pass. Wallace to Barry Ferguson. Tony Vidmar shaping up for the shot. Beaten away by Butler. He was well positioned, and he dealt with that well. Well hit by Tony Vidmar. The goalkeeper was comfortably behind it. Here's Greg Shields to French. Charbonnier underneath that. Neither Britton nor Thompson were close to it. Good throw from the keeper, although asking an awful lot of Gattuso. And Scott McCulloch felt that. Gattuso got the ball, justified in going for it, but Scott McCulloch fell awkwardly, and he's hurt himself. That's for Smith, beaten by Moore. Barry Ferguson. Nicely judged pass for Rod Wallace. Craig Ireland is with him. Johansson in the middle. Van Bronckhorst getting there. Nodded away by Shields. And by Ireland. Here's Gattuso. Bruno Gattuso looking for a penalty kick. Scott McCulloch not amused. Prominent in the last few minutes, Gattuso. This was a very determined run into the box. Flung himself to the ground. No penalty. Rod Wallace. Good run by Vidmar. What can Tony Vidmar do here? Saved by Lee Butler. And knocked away by Squires. He's attacked to great effect a couple of times in this first half, Vidmar. That was a good effort, and it was well saved by Butler. Rangers' last chance, possibly, to create something. Gattuso. Porini with the foray forward. Watched all the way by Scott Thompson. And that's half-time. And Rangers have the edge in the first 45 minutes at East End Park. Jonathan Johansson's goal has made the difference. He surged away through the middle on the end of the George Alberts pass. And a very cool finish to beat Lee Butler. So Johansson with the only goal of the match so far, but Craig Ireland might well have equalised for Dunfermline with this powerful header, which was spectacularly touched away by Lionel Charbonnier. And Tony Vidmar's effort right at the end of the first half, saved by Lee Butler. These Rangers supporters will be pretty happy with the first 45 minutes. Their team very cool, very composed, and very commanding as well. But all they have to show for it so far is a one-goal advantage. Half-time at East End Park. Dunfermline 0, Rangers 1. Rangers get the match restarted. Their only disappointment about the first half will be that they failed to add to Jonathan Johansson's opening goal. They had a lot of control in the match. Dunfermline unable to get the ball towards Britton and Smith, so not too many goal-scoring opportunities coming their way. Their main threat is from set pieces when Craig Ireland pushes forward. Headed away by Amoruso. One well in the air by Huxford. Lofted in by Greg Shields. Here's Barry Ferguson. Bruno Gattuso still grounded after that challenge, and he'll need some treatment. No one was pulling out of this challenge. Gattuso to Wallace. That's for Jonathan Johansson. He's onside, and it's a poor effort from Johansson. He knows it. That was a chance for number 2. Well set up here by Rod Wallace. Ball knocked over the head of Squires. It was a mishit from Johansson. It was Huxford. Good play from Porini, evading the Miller challenge. Now Barry Ferguson! That's number 2! Brilliant from Ferguson! A second goal of the season for the 20-year-old. And that's no more than the game's outstanding performer deserves. Porini was in at the start of it, a neat flick from Wallace, and surging onto it came Barry Ferguson. 2-0. Andy Smith putting the ball in front of Hamish French. Good play from French. First away from Vidmar, then Amoruso. The cut back, falls from Mark Miller. Charged down by Rino Gattuso. Dunfermline claimed for a penalty. They reckon that was handball. But surely Rino Gattuso couldn't have known too much about it. Now Shields. Now Derek Ferguson. Good ball in for Jerry Britton, but the flag is up against him. Offside. What a good run that was from French. Good fleet of foot took him away from Amoruso. The cut back. Falling for Mark Miller, and here was the shot charged down by Gattuso. Alberts with Hamish French at close quarters. Now Amoruso. Rod Wallace has started a run through the middle. Now Porini. Johansson trying to hold off Craig Ireland. Free kick quickly taken. Here's Gattuso. And now Alberts. Saved by Butler. A one-handed stop. That was pure instinct as George Alberts looked as if he was set to make it 3. And Alberts is still on the ground outside the area. Good driving play from Gattuso, and that was a good stop by Butler. Good change of pace from Scott Thompson. Now Mark Miller. Thompson again. That's for Andy Smith. And here's Huxford. Charged down. Chance for Derek Ferguson. Blocked again. Desperate defending by Rangers. And finally hammered away as firstly Huxford posed a threat to the Rangers' defence. Knocked away by Craig Moore, that one. Derek Ferguson's shot. Johansson's flick. Here comes George Alberts. Good covering from Scott Thompson. He'd come across from left back, did well. Rod Wallace making a clever run in behind Squires. And wins the corner kick. experienced player, Rod Wallace, and he uses it all. Lee Butler preparing for some more activity in front of him. And Bronckhorst with the corner kick. Amoruso's header just too high. Very well won by the Rangers skipper. He threw himself at that and got great contact. And I don't think Lee Butler would have known too much about this had it been a couple of feet lower down. Andy Smith for Stuart Petrie. Hamish French is in the middle. And beyond him is Huxford. Richard Huxford is round Charbonnier. What a waste. A great opportunity there for Dunfermline to pull a goal back. Good play from Petrie. But Charbonnier was lost here, off his line. Round him went Huxford, and when the ball needed to be pulled back, it was into the side netting. A smile on the face of the Frenchman, but he could have been in big trouble there. That's a foul on Falconbridge by Perini. Highly thought of at Coventry by Gordon Strachan, Craig Falconbridge. The Miller free kick, another away by Vidmar. Alberts. Tony Vidmar's off and running. Rod Wallace is all he's got to aim at the moment. In is coming Ian Ferguson. And now Rino Gattuso for Rod Wallace. And Wallace again! Saved by Butler. The challenge, firstly on Wallace, was made by Greg Shields. Played in by Gattuso. Shields did well to make the challenge. Wallace up quickly to fire that shot at goal. Huxford, that's a good ball for Falconbridge. Shoved off the ball there by Amoruso. The token protest, but I don't think he can complain too much about this. Less than subtle. The staring eyes of Charbonnier in from Petrie. Back across goal. It's lost by the keeper and knocked away by Van Bronckhorst for the corner kick. Not looking too comfortable there, Lionel Charbonnier, under pressure from the high hanging ball. In comes the Miller corner kick. That's Ireland. Nodded across goal. Nobody there for Dunfermline. Opportunities here on the break for Rangers. It's Barry Ferguson. Lofted in for Rod Wallace, and the first touch lets him down badly. Still has it though. Butler could still be in trouble. Back for Alberts. And a wasted chance. George Alberts knows that was a great opportunity for number 9 of the season for him, although it firstly fell for Wallace. If he'd controlled that, that could well have been in the back of the net. And he knocked it back for Alberts, and way too high. Alberts to Vidmar. Greg Shields is sticking with it. Rangers pushing the ball around in these closing minutes. Van Bronckhorst, that's a good pass for Vidmar, and Rod Wallace can't quite get there. Superb play from Rangers. 1 minute they were pushing the square balls around the midfield. The next, they turned up the pace. Van Bronckhorst's pass, and Rod Wallace couldn't quite get in the end. And a big reaction from the Rangers supporters to the appearance on the touchline of Chilean striker Sept Rosenthal, who's had such a miserable time with injury. And he's hopeful that at the third time of asking, he might be able to have a run in this Rangers first team. It's Rosenthal on, and it's Rod Wallace off. Alberts, well hit, and not far away. Lee Butler flung himself across to his right as this cannonball effort came in from Alberts. Porini, Ian Ferguson, Barry Ferguson. Rino Gattuso. Sergio Porini has made an overlapping run, now gets it. Rangers happily playing out these closing moments. Gattuso's run halted by Scott Thompson. A long ball and an aimless ball as well, which Craig Falconbridge didn't have much chance of catching.
Substitution for Rangers coming off for the 19th
A rare appearance in the first team for Scott Wilson, on for Craig Moore. And that's full time at East End Park. And Dunfermline comprehensively beaten by Rangers. Rangers comfortably cruising through to the 3 points. And in the battle of the Fergusons, it was Barry who came out on top. And it was his goal early in the second half which sealed the points for Rangers, on top of Jonathan Johansson's efforts for Rangers in the first half. So these Rangers supporters head home happy. Their team very much worth the 3 points, and they increase their position at the top of the table. Dunfermline's best effort, a set-piece effort, Craig Ireland's header saved by Lionel Charbonnier in the first half. And in the second half, Huxford rounded Charbonnier, but couldn't do much with it. A disappointing 90 minutes for the home team, but Rangers go back to Ibrox with maximum points. Dunfermline 0, Rangers 2.